EClogic EClogic Tutorial. Tutorial video number 30. EClogic Minimum Genset Load Setting. Standard controller setting defaulted to run on 30% minimum genset load. In certain scenarios this setting may be needed to overruled. The EClogic gives the flexibility to configure the overruling condition through linker. In the linker lines, Modbus address of input signals will be configured as input and the output Modbus address will be configured with Modbus address of minimum genset load. Minimum genset load EClogic functionality will be demonstrated based on this sample installation. The ECPv2 controller is connected with EClogic I/O module with RS485 connection on COM port 2. The I/O module connected to digital input on bit 7 and this input will be used to configure the linker setting. Communication between controller and the I/O module being established. How to configure the linker with input signal. Go to EClogic and click the linker. There you will see all the default settings on input and outputs. The input of the I/O module will be linked to the Modbus address of minimum genset load as output. Use the I/O module address to edit as the input address. Edit the bit number as 7 because the input connected on the bit 7 of the I/O module. Then link that input to the output address of minimum genset load Modbus address on bit 0. Then save the editing. Once you saved the configuration, the linker will change to green because the input is present for the configured address. Now go to the monitoring and check genset production before edit the minimum genset load. It is producing 30 kilowatts. The genset has rated as 100 kilowatts for the demonstration purpose in the stimulation. So the genset is producing 30% according minimum genset load default setting. Again go to the EClogic linker setting and try to edit the minimum genset load to 60% and save the editing. If you go back to monitoring and check the genset production, you will see the controller is increasing the genset production to 60%. How the configured linker logic works. In the EClogic linker line 1, I/O module input address configured on the input address of linker. Then it is linked to the minimum genset load address on the output. Here when the input signal is present the output gate is true. Then minimum genset load being configured to 60% on bit 0. Which means when input gate is true the standard setting of genset load will be overruled by EClogic minimum genset load setting. Thank you for watching the video. This video presented by EClogic. For more information please visit our website www.mcomb.com.